make the cut. But he tried, man. But there I was, and the only person from NPR, which really annoyed the science reporters. And the case that I made to them was, it started out to be, it was a classic OT exercise where I said to myself, okay, the reason I want to do this is because I should be able to do it. I'm a journalist, so I should be able to do it. Whereas the OT mentality would be, no, but what is it that you bring to this? What components do you have that make this experience better? And all of a sudden it was like, yeah, like no gravity, hello. And suddenly the paper that I wrote was all about how if you ever wanted to see the benefit, the sort of physical manifestations of what it's like to be in space, I'm your man. Journalist, sure. I have a story to tell up there. Most of the journalists, they would go up and they would be like, didn't vomit yet. Did not vomit yet. Day 3, have not vomited. Day 4, don't want to talk about it. So that was my pitch. And I made it to the first cut and the second cut, and here I am on the CBS Morning News with Walter Cronkite being interviewed by somebody. I can't even remember who, but it's Walter and me, and we're talking, and the questioner asks, so why do you think you in a wheelchair could be a part of this space program? And I said, well, I'm not taking the wheelchair up to space. It's weightless. It was like such a liberating moment. Yeah, and you can just hear the right all over America. I mean, whoever was watching that show, well, that's the damnedest thing. Yeah, he doesn't think he need to take the wheelchair up there. It was an OT moment. But then the unexpected started to happen. That night, I was so full of adrenaline. I felt like, man, I'm doing great. And the person I wanted to be with that night was Melinda, And so I called her up and she wasn't home. And I just moved out of the apartment, but I still had the key. Big mistake. So I go up to the apartment. I'll just be here for her because she knew I was going to be on. And she saw me that morning and we talked on the phone and she was so proud of me. And I opened the door to the apartment and I'm hanging out. And I'd been up really, really for a long time because I had to get on TV early. So I was up like 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm a little tired. I go into her bedroom. I lay down in the bed, I fall asleep, I wake up, I hear 2 voices out in the living room. And here's where your activities of daily living skills really fail you. Because instead of just hopping in my chair and going out and saying, hi Melinda, hi whatever your name is, I just came over to something, and I'm going to leave now. Bye. Instead of doing that, no, I folded up my chair, went under the bed with my chair, because I had some weird sort of panic thought that, if I go out there, in a wheelchair, like if she's like going on a first date with this guy, what's it going to look like? Some guy in a wheelchair comes out of her bedroom, maybe that'd just put like a damper on things. And I don't want to put a damper on things. And I'm under the bed going, what do you mean I don't want to put a damper on things? And in fact, I didn't put a damper on things. They got in bed pretty quick. And they were working it most of the night. And of course, I didn't think, but what about catheterization? When I got under the bed. And I didn't think about, like, spasticity once I got under the bed. And so I was awake all night. And half the night I was like, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. Because if my leg even went, she'd like call the police. Oh my God! It's like, that would be just a disaster. I'm lying under there just trying to keep still. That's half the night. The other half is the bed is boom, 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 boom. The two things, at one point I thought to myself, I had a lot of time to think under the bed, I thought to myself, okay, being a wheelchair guy, journalist on the space shuttle, that's pretty rare. But I am exploring a realm of inner space that no man has ever explored before. Clearly. And I heard at one particular moment when, things had ended, he turned over to her and said, "That was more fun than a barrel of monkeys." Melinda! No! I mean, who gets to hear that of the guy who's after him? So I realized in my OT moment, had grabbed two pieces of history